Hi there, I'm Kristen Jackson in Portland, Oregon. I'm a Hanna Somatic educator in training, and I wanted to help you identify the reflex patterns in your own body. And the reflex patterns are things that people can get habitually stuck in, and then by being in those patterns, they can cause pain and dysfunction. So, there's the red light pattern where people are in kind of a startle mode where they round their shoulders, kind of hunch forward. Also get this way from computers. Then also arching the back, kind of being chronically tight in the low back. And then trauma, where people will bend to one side or sometimes twist or do hiking hips. And I've been working with people for over a year with this, and I see trauma in lots of people, pretty much everyone. So I wanted to give you some tips on how to identify your own trauma reflex pattern, see if you can identify it, and then I can help you get out of it. Okay, so my first way of helping you identify if you're in the trauma reflex is using a mirror. So if you're looking in the mirror, we'll check the shoulders, see if the shoulders are level or does it tilt one way or the other. If you're wearing something like a striped shirt or plaid shirt or even something with text on it, is it level or is it once again leaning one way or the other? I see most people tilting to the right because the world is right-handed, most people. I'm a lefty. But people sit at their computers a lot and play the computer games. So this has a tendency to tilt forward. Looking to see if one side of your chest is closer to the mirror or the other. Also, you can put your hands up on your hips. This is the top of your pelvis, and see if that's level. Maybe a hip is hiked and this one hand is higher than the other. Also, just checking down a little bit lower to your feet, seeing if your feet are staggered or are they parallel? Do they do the same thing? But if a foot's turned out, you're probably twisting a little bit, or as a foot is staggered front and back, you're going to have a little bit different stance. Okay, so the mirror, but then also if you can get somebody to photograph you front, back, and side, you'll see a lot more from a distance as well. So I'll show you that as well. Okay, so in this first picture, you can see that this guy is leaning to the left, and I did put him in front of photograph my clients in front of a grid, but you don't need that necessarily, just a blank wall. And so you can notice that one shoulder is dropping on the left, and he's leaning to the left. So same guy from the front, so he's still leaning to the left, and with this photo, you can see some variation with the arms. So his left arm is further away from the body than the right. That's one way of taking note of your posture. So in this photo, you could take note of the staggered feet. So she is literally rotated a little bit on her left, so the whole left side of the body is forward of the right. So in this photo, you'll notice that her right shoulder kind of pulls back and down, so she's got some shortening on the waist on the right side, and that left arm again is rotated forward a little bit, and her feet are also staggered a little bit, left foot forward of the right. So in this picture, I don't always photograph people seated, but I decided I'd do that with this woman, and she tilts definitely to her right, and you can see the shortening of the waist on the right side, and maybe a little bit of a hike in that right hip and a drop of the right shoulder. So there you go. Those are tips on how to figure out if you're in the trauma reflex pattern, and I will bet $1 million you are, because pretty much everyone I work with is. If you are and you want to figure out how to get out of that pattern, contact me. I can help educate you via Skype or in person, and my website is thinksomatics.com. You can take a look and get more information there, and then let's talk. Thanks a lot. Bye.